little swirly.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Maximizing Your Resources, the first Fripp VT user meeting of 2017. Whether you watch this as a replay or you are in the room now, welcome and thank you for your subscription. The purpose of Fripp VT user meetings is always to add you more content, to give you ideas and help with your speaking, to introduce you to some of our celebrity friends on occasions. And the purpose of this session is to show you what resources we have added that you might not be taking advantage of, and also showing you other ways that you can engage with us if that is your interest, and a special link for a registration for a free training. And you don't have to get on a plane. You can watch it from the comfort of your own home and streaming live. You know that the director of client experience for Fripp VT is my sidekick, Paul, and he will tell you how to engage with us and bring up the first poll, which is Mr. Paul. Now, I can't hear you, Paul. I hope everybody else can.
Yes, the first polling question is, have you seen the 3 new courses? And to the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see a chat window. The polling question will appear in that same area. In the chat window, you can also ask your short, specific questions throughout the call, hopefully sooner rather than later, so we have plenty of time to answer them for you. And the first poll is up. Just click your answer and then select vote. We'll come back to the results in about a minute.
And you might be saying, 3 new courses? Yes, 3 new courses. And in fact, Paul, while people are answering, because I see Dave said no, he typed in the answer. Why don't you, Paul, take us over and show us what you have to show them?
Certainly.
You'll find of the 3 courses, one, in fact, that's Darren LaCroix calling. I have do not disturb on my business line, but hadn't turned it on my cell phone. So excuse that. You know we are live. This is not pre-recorded. So when you sign into Fripp VT and you click, you're going to click on the training center. Please notice that well-dressed women do, in fact, have straws that match their outfits. In the training center, we have 3 new courses. Maximizing Your Executive Overview. And this is a short course that we create for our business clients who have to give demos of their products, etc. But this is a very short but valuable course for sales professionals. Maximizing your networking opportunities, because if you're familiar with our content and the Fripp philosophy, you know outside the privacy of your home, all speaking is public speaking. And that includes networking, which is a great way for us to drive business. And that course is, I think there are 18 different techniques. The whole course will take you maybe 10 to 12 minutes. And then, based on popular demand, frequently asked questions and answers. So, Paul, if you would like to bring up so people can see what the outline is, all the different courses. This one would take you about an hour to go through. However, we know if you have an issue and a specific question, this might be a place to go. So, for example, one of our newer Fripp VT members, however, he's been very active and been through everything in a couple of months. He said, my wife is introducing a speaker tomorrow. I know I've seen it. Where is it? Well, in that case, the first 3 courses, what is the best way to handle an introduction, introducing a speaker that's known to the audience, and practical advice about introductions. Those 3 3 very short courses set her up for being a success the next day. And we're going to give you the chance. We'll show you a segment of 1, which is Paul and I watched it this morning. We rather liked it. Or number 11, which is Mr. Paul. Number 11 is?
How do I successfully co-present?
Yes. Or number 17, Paul, which is?
How do I open my presentation with Fripp live examples?
Good. So do we have a poll, Paul, that can tell us? I am horrified that nobody has watched the new courses. So we hope the purpose is this to have you change. You'll change that. So you have 3 chances to vote on what you would like to see. A section from number 1, how's the best way to handle an introduction, or successfully co-present, or open your presentation with live examples. Well, so far, I believe it is 100% for live examples. Is that right, Paul? It's just changed. Good. So you're active. And so far, nobody has picked on number 1. But in honor of my very loyal person who actually took my advice, so far it's still a number 17. This is so much fun to watch people typing in and battle for their point. So I'm going to say, Paul, even though at this point people are still filling in and chapter 1 is not their choice, but let's just show a quick sample of that, and then we'll go to, I think it'll be chapter 17, but let's just show a sample of 1.
All right, we'll go into that for a little bit while they're voting.
What is the best way to handle an introduction? First, promote the subject and the importance to this specific audience, and then the credentials of this speaker, and perhaps even why at this point in time, this is the perfect topic. For example, how often have you sat in an audience and been mesmerized by a speaker? Was it their compelling content, their stage presence, or did they have the ability to talk just to you? As you know, more and more of our company's success comes from being powerful, persuasive presenters. Our subject matter expert and speaker is our perfect choice. In case you're not familiar with Patricia Fripp, she's a Hall of Fame keynote speaker, executive speech coach, and sales presentation skills.
All right, so we do have the poll.
Good, perfect. So we will now go to what you requested, and understand that chapter is valuable for you in writing your own introduction, because the philosophy is sell the subject first before you sell the credentials of the speaker. So we'll give you just a quickie, because the idea is to tease you to go in and look yourself. So chapter 17, Paul, take it away.
How do I open my presentation? You have a whole course in Fripp VT on different ways. However, let's look at a couple of live examples and see what you like best.
Please welcome the speaker, Patricia Fripp.
Thank you.
As a brilliant consultant, what would you have said in this circumstance? I was sitting across the desk from one of the most brilliant men I have ever had the privilege of working with. He was the president of a $2 billion software company. And I was about to have to tell him, sir, at this point, Your speech is getting boring.
All right,
Now-
that's fine, Paul. So you'll see there are different techniques from different live audiences, and that specific technique, and it's just to reinforce what you have learned in personal from Fripp VT, is that the audience is more interested in themselves than you. And this was for the International Management Consultant Convention. And so what I was doing was tying into their expertise up front, making my example about them. Now, you might be wondering, oh, well, I want more details on all these courses. So, Paul, can we now go to the filing cabinet? So you'll find, well, it's like a filing cabinet. We call it the vault. So let's go to Fripp VT to the vault. And this is where all your handouts are. We've added some extra articles that might be of interest to you. And we just have a few seconds lag with the internet doing it this way, but you know we'll get there. So, Paul, have I lost you?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, good, because I couldn't see you. Good. Can we open the vault and see? So we have new articles there. So the top articles that we've just added, the 11 biggest mistakes sales professional makes, 5 tips, 5 minutes with a prospect, which is the scripting of the course that we just told you. That's course 14. And we've updated the famous Fripp speech diagrams for you. And then if you can go to the course, this is the Fripp VT training course outline. And perhaps you haven't looked at this recently. And what you will find is not only are the courses and the extra courses listed, you will find how long it takes to complete each course. Now, you understand, because only a couple of the courses have 1 chapter, if a course takes an hour, the individual chapters still only take maybe 5, 8, 10 minutes. So you can see now, slow down, little Paul. So you can see we've got the timing with each course, and then the last, as we keep going. So, of course, the purpose of a good story is 2 hours. Well, it might look how many chapters there are. There are 7 chapters. So each one is a very digestible chunk. And another popular course, of course, you have options, which is the options of openings, which is a great partner, as it were, with the new examples that you just had a tease from. So if we move down, Paul. So maximizing your networking opportunities. So actually there are 12 techniques. So it's all within 1 chapter, because some of them are very short and the whole course takes 10 minutes. So that's very easy and digestible. And interestingly enough, one of my corporate clients said, oh, we want to book you just to tell us all this. So that certainly helped out to have it in one place to show them. The frequently asked questions, so you can see all the different questions that there are. And of course, feel free to give us if there are any specific questions, because all these came from questions that had been asked to me, certainly more than once. So we encourage you to go download that. So now you know we have new content. You know we have new articles in the file vault. You know where to get the outline and how much time each one will take. So then we now have another poll, Mr. Paul, don't we?
We certainly do. The next polling question is, have you seen the webinar section of the online or the training center? So that polling question is up. Click your answer and click vote.
And while you are voting, Paul will go back to the training center so we can show you where it is. We do appreciate that many of you, many people who have signed up for this particular session have been part of our Fripp VT community for as long as we've been live, which is, I don't know, Paul, if it's about 3 years now. Both of us, Paul and I, have aged in the 3 years. And we look at some of the older webinars and we both look older. I don't know if it's working together or technology or just a natural part of life. We won't debate that. But we appreciate that you do have a monthly subscription, even though it isn't that much. We want to make sure that as long as you're interested in our content, we can create content faster than you consume it, but we want to make sure you know where it is. So 42% have not been here. 50% yes, yay, or 58% yay, yay, yay. That we appreciate. So these are in 3 different sections. We have the sales series that some of you might have subscribed to, where most of them I am interviewing industry experts, other experts in sales, and then their presentation skills and our Fripp VT user meetings, which is sometimes on presentation, some on marketing, depending on what you say we want. We have to satisfy our corporate clients as well as our individual members and speakers. And so because most of these are an hour, we have chunked them into 20-minute segments. So Paul, just let's show us what's in the sales series. We have at least a couple of dozen more to add to this, but we'd rather get everyone using them before we overwhelm you and put more content in. Just know we will never run out. So here we have, of course, how to build your business and credibility using presentation skills. Andy Paul, who is a best-selling author about amping up your sales, and Kurt Shaver, of course, a good friend, about your LinkedIn, and Sherry Leventon, Don Hudson, Troy Harrison, Tony Alexander, Dave Hoffield, The Psychology of Selling, one of my personal favorites, Tom Redmond. And for speakers, we highly recommend anything that Lois Kramer does. We've collaborated a couple of times, so there's more Lois to go in there. So that is all about sales. So this is perfect for our corporate clients and individual speakers, consultants, and entrepreneurs. We will show you then the next category, Paul. How about the Fripp VT user meetings?
All right.
Okay, good. We felt by putting them in 20-minute digestible chunks. So, Paul, if someone has been through the first chunk and then has to walk away, how do they find chunk 2?
Well, from inside the video itself, there's the controls down here at the bottom. And if you click the next arrow, it will actually take you to the next chunk, but it will keep up with where you left off. If you look up at the top, for me, it says 3 of 3 because I've already watched all 3 videos, of course, or the first 2. It auto advances to the next one. You can pause, walk away, come back, and it'll pick up where you left off on which chunk. Now, the progress inside the piece, it will not keep up with, but it will keep up with the piece that you're on.
Okay, good. And let's just turn on this new little whizzy effect that we have to separate each chunk. You know Fripp loves the little showbiz. So there. Good. All right. And then the third section we have, Paul, is the presentation skills.
Yes. And here we are.
And we show you a few samples of what's in there, remembering that you will never run out. This seems to be a little slow in loading today, Paul. Is that?
I see it up. We have powerful persuasive presentations, powerful presentation opening techniques, how to be a great speaker easily, conveniently, and quickly, the Jim Medlock call, speak to be remembered, repeated, and retweeted, and finally, Brian Kaplowitz's 12 ways to get compensated other than cash.
Okay, perfect. Yes, well, I've only just seen this, so you're seeing it faster than me for some reason, Mr. Paul. But anyway, so now for the 42% of you hasn't been there, you might not want to watch them all, but certainly those that are of interest to you, we highly recommend you take advantage of that. Now, at this point, has anyone sent any questions or comments that I should look at?
No, there's been a little bit of interaction, but nothing directly related.
Okay, good. All right. Well, let's tell them what is also very exciting news. And it would be interesting if you are attending Lady and the Champs, which is, I believe, our 10th year, collaborating with Craig Valentine and Darren LaCroix and Ed Tate, Michael Haig, Ford Sakes, Kevin Burke, Las Vegas headliner. Michael Haig is the Hollywood screenwriting consultant to Will Smith's company. We're all getting together with more individuals than that even. Mike Rayburn, I was going to believe. We're all going to be at Lady and the Champs, which is the 3rd and 4th of March. And if you signed up, please just send us, hey, yes, I'll be there, or never heard of it, whatever you want to tell us. And as a VT member, so Paul, if you can take us over to show them how they would sign up. If you're anywhere near Vegas and want to go live to the free event, this is the bonus day. This is for Darren's community, which is Stage Time University, and Craig's, which is what's that? World-class speakers. And for Fripp VT users, you can sign up, and we have a streaming option. So even if you're not planning to come to Lady and the Champs, you can certainly stream in, and Paul will tell you how you do that.
Yes, on this page, which I'll put the link in the chat window, and I'll also send an email with it. It's housed on stagetimeuniversity.com, and there will be 2 buttons at the bottom of the screen. One is for the live version, and one is for the virtual only version, to where you'll be able to stream it straight from your own home. And so once you click on that, you'll get the instructions on how to join through your email after you've registered.
All right. Wonderful. Great. So why don't you write in the chat box if you think you might do that? So again, we'd love to see you at Lady and the Champs. However, we understand perhaps not every year you can make it, or you don't like to travel, or you're busy making money on the other days. But certainly we'd love you to take advantage. Now, Paul, and Paul, of course, is in charge not only of Fripp VT, he's also in charge of Darren's Stage Time University. If they cannot watch it streaming live, and maybe you don't want to watch all day, you want to watch part of it, that is not recorded, though, is it, Paul?
We will double check to see if we can provide the recording afterwards.
But we don't know at this point.
Right.
And Darren is off to Australia today, so we might not get an answer. Good. Now, no specific questions, then let's bring up another poll. And I'm actually looking down at some of the questions. All right, bring up another poll, which is, have you joined our Fripp VT user group in LinkedIn? And this, if you have friends interested in speaking, this is not a closed group just to Fripp VT users. Certainly anyone interested in speaking can join, but we have a lot of people as well as me that are adding content and engaged. So Paul will take us over and show you how you could. And of course, there's no cost to this, and it's very easy to join. And then if you go to LinkedIn, so you tell us, Paul, what are they going to do?
All right, so this is the first page that you see when you log into LinkedIn. So if you just type FrippVT into the search bar at the top, and then hit enter or return, depending on your computer. Then to the left-hand side under advanced filters, just click groups, and there we are. And once you click into it, of course, I'm on Patricia's LinkedIn profile, so she's obviously a member. What you'll see is join rather than post. And then inside the group, there's different conversations that happen. Fripp goes in and comments on different questions that people have, and the conversations continue from the FrippVT user meetings. So it's a really exciting and helpful group to be a member of.
Good. And for the 80%, at least that are alive, who are not members, show them how easy it is to join, Paul.
Well, if we were not already members, all we would have to do is just click this button right here. Right now it says post, but you would say join. After you click join, you're in. It's just that easy.
All right, good. Now, for many people who find us, and certainly feel free to type in your experience, but more and more I have inquiries for speech coaching because people have seen me on YouTube. For those of you who know Darren LaCroix, the king of YouTube, and certainly we have two YouTube channels. One, we've edited it down, so now it's about 478 videos on YouTube in my main channel, and then we have others in another, which we'll talk about later. Let's start with the Patricia Fripp channel. So it's maximizing it. So we had a conversation, the whole Fripp team, with a friend of one. Well, it's the sister of one of my clients who's a new friend of ours, and she actually works for YouTube, and she is in charge. She's part of the team that is in charge of developing content, and she gave us some very good advice. So we will show you, and certainly we would appreciate, not only might you subscribe, so if you can take us over to the Patricia Fripp channel, Paul, on YouTube, we'd like you to subscribe, but also a lot of what we try and teach you, and Darren and Craig and Ed are very generous with this, is to tell you what we're doing to show you how you can do it for yourself. And we had, we have plenty of content, but it might be difficult to find. And so, Paul, will you explain, because you've been doing the work, well, we've been doing it together, but Paul is the one who clicks the buttons. Would you like to tell everyone what we have done, and then how would they sign up to get notified when we add more content?
Well, essentially what we've done is we've made the page a little more viewer friendly, so you know what content is available, and you don't have to work too hard to get to the content that you need or the content that's valuable. Not that all of it's not valuable, but this is just organized better. On the screen that we see in front of us, we're actually viewing it as a subscriber. Right here where you see the subscribed button, that actually will be where the subscribe button will be for you. Just go to youtube.com/user/Patricia Fripp. It'll also include that link in the chat box. So we have, when you first come to the channel before you subscribe, there's a little brief introduction from Patricia that just says, welcome to the YouTube channel. Here's what you can expect. Once you subscribe, this is the screen that you'll see. At the top, we have what to watch next, which is a little random. Sometimes we'll update it. Sometimes it'll pick it itself. Then below, you'll see the different categories that we've created, where you'll be able to see videos relating to FrippVT, Patricia with live presentations, and some with Robert Fripp as well. We're going to start releasing a new video clip every Tuesday. So that's what the released on Tuesday category is going to be for. Public speaking advice, I think that's fairly self-explanatory. You'll be able to get public speaking advice in various YouTube videos, tutorials, meetings, trainings, and speeches. Then we have sales presentation skills, which is the same type of videos, just on sales presentations. Then we have the wonderful Robert Fripp, as always, and webinars from Fripp and Friends. Now, this is similar to the content that you have in the webinar section on Fripp VT, except we actually are working to add more to Fripp VT. These are, I guess you call them celebrity interviews with Fripp's good friends that are at the top of their game in their industry. Then finally, we have upcoming event announcements. If you want to see if Fripp is going to be close to you, you can see it on the website, and you can also see announcements here of events that she's going to be speaking at.
All right, good. And if you would be interested in having a Fripp VT user meeting where I interview my friend from YouTube, just let us know, and I will see if she would be open to it. I feel that she probably would be. And so just so you know, so please write that in the chat box. And I don't think we had a poll for that. Or did we, Paul? You're the king of the polls. Did we have a poll to ask them if they wanted a session on YouTube?
Yes, actually we do.
So bring it up.
And the poll is simply, one moment. Would you be interested in having a Fripp VT user meeting with advice on how to optimize your YouTube channel given by YouTube leaders similar to the way we've optimized Patricia's channel? And that poll is up. You can answer yes or no and vote now.
All right, good. Now, in for example, the sales and the public speaking advice, what we have, some are, you'd recognize they are some of the webinars that we come, but a lot are really short, 5-minute or 2-minute pieces of advice that I created. So Paul, if you will just show us, for example, with the presentation skills, if you just keep, now don't we have another one which is Fripp Live, so live presentations, so which is segments from my speeches. That's that one, yes. So will you keep flicking with that one, please? Yes. So the influence was the 5-minute section I did at the National Speakers Association. So you're still adding those, Paul?
Yes, these are the 4 that are coming up right now, and there will be more very soon.
Because we have dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens. So you know how it's sometimes you want your house or your office to be tidy and it takes a long time to organize it, but then you're more efficient. Well, this is us. We had so much content to organize it takes a little time, an ongoing project. And so let's see. So 83% so far are interested in something on YouTube, and 17% are not, which is absolutely fine. Good. And feel free always to send us an email or write in the chat box if there's any specific subjects you're interested in us covering. For example, some people, for those who are not our corporate clients, are interested in how can I start getting paid to speak. So just let us know, and certainly let us know how else we can help you. I am certainly happy to spend a little time with anyone who's a long-time Fripp VT user. If someone needs a kick in the pants to get re-engaged, or any other specific way that we can help to maximize your investment in Fripp VT. So Paul, are there any questions or specific comments I should hear?
Well, let's see. We have from Denise Wozniak. It's a general question about booking. How do you find decision makers who book you for an event?
Well, let's start. Let's start simply. One, all the reasons that you have an online presence and a good website, you do this to drive interest so people call you. That's ideal. Then you have to, if you're new in the business, you have to build your network, and it's all the people that you've done business with in your day job, all the people you socialize with, people you went to school with. It's a matter of making the lists and just let people know what you do. If you have clients who booked you, you ask for them for recommendations. You let them know if you have a second presentation. You might want to collaborate with other speakers with an agreement, if you're around the same range and price range, that you might refer each other. And then in your local community, the American Society of Association Execs, they have chapters. You can go attend, you can offer to speak, but it's always better to offer to speak once you've been there in person. So these are some ways, if you are known or work in an industry, see if you can get published in the industry magazines. So these are a few ways that you get started. A lot depends on where you are in your career. Any other, Paul?
Nope. Denise says thank you.
And Denise, thank you for the beautiful brooch you gave me when we're at CAPS. It lives in Las Vegas, where, of course, I'm always flashy when I go out in the evenings. So with that, we have promised you that we'll try and keep the sessions a little shorter this year to value your time, unless you keep asking us questions. So let's do a quick review, Paul. 1, we encourage you to go in and experience the new content, not only the 3 new chapter courses, but also the webinars that might be of interest to you. Just look and see what's there. 1, perhaps you would like to join the Fripp VT user group in LinkedIn and add your content, ask your questions, get engaged. We promise you, every day I go in and look, and it's another way. We would appreciate and encourage you to recommend your friends, VT users or not, to do that, to go to YouTube and subscribe, and also tell your friends. Take advantage of the free day with Lady and the Champs. Where you sign up will be in the chat area from Paul. And is there anything else, Paul, that I have forgotten?
Well, nothing that you've forgotten, but just something I wanted to add.
Yes.
There are only 4 hours left to get the $397 price for the Lady and the Champs conference. It does go up on February 1st, and then after March 1st, it will have the one more to full price. So today and early tomorrow will be the last chance to get that $397 price for the conference. So make sure to hurry on over there and sign up just so you can get that special price.
Good. And Paul, you, of course, are 3 hours than me. So if I'm in California, this is a good question, is if I'm in California, I have 8 hours and 15 minutes.
And it does look like the timer is slightly off. I just noticed that. So basically, we'll honor the price at midnight, your local time, wherever you are. Okay,
good. Wonderful. I know Bill Brown is going to see me at the summit. Dave might stream. Let's see. Plan as of now to stream. Very good. And so how often do we have another poll, Paul? How often do you want Fripp VT user meetings?
We sure do. And that poll will be coming up very shortly. And the answers will be monthly, every 2 months, quarterly, or just all the time. You can just never get enough of Fripp.
Well, we've certainly given you plenty of options to find plenty of Fripp. This is, of course, January of 2017 when this is live and replays watched. And I don't know what your New Year resolutions or goals are. Here are a couple of mine. This is advice from my brother. Slow down to speed up. If you are like me, We have a tendency to be involved in so many activities because they're fun and exciting or they sound good. Slow down to speed up. 2, Patricia Fripp is my best client. In other words, it is very easy for me to get distracted helping other people. Now, often they're paying me, certainly, and not keep up with my own priorities, especially when it comes to updating your website. We've been working on Fripp VT and, of course, the YouTube, all my projects which help promote me. Paul and I are also going through my 2,800-page website and making changes and tweaking. So I encourage you to slow down to speed up and make you your best client. Focus on you first. And one of the best time management techniques you can always live by is to say no. Now, you can always say no and offer another way to serve, but say no. If you're anything like me, it's the shiny object syndrome. Very easy to get distracted. So, Paul, what does everyone think?
Well, it looks like...
Oh, they're sassing me. I can't get enough Fripp. I think you're trying to make me feel good, but it's me. I can't get enough Fripp and monthly.
Well, it's updating as we go. 30% monthly, 20% every 2 months, and 50% I can't get enough. So I'm just we'll just say 77% monthly.
Yeah, okay. So we'll do our best. Understand with travel schedules, and as you probably know, this is my San Francisco office because, as you can see, it's the Golden Gate Bridge behind me. And this is the best place because it's more like a set. And we have the best sound, the heavy duty internet lines, and the lighting. So it won't be exactly a month, but we will always do our best to be around a month. So send us your topics of what you would like, and we hope you will engage in some of our new content. As always, thank you, Paul. And if you have any technical problems, paul@fripp.com. If you want to send me an email or you need any help, if you don't have my email, and you certainly should, but if you don't, frippvt@fripp.com will always find me. So with that, thank you so much, very much. We appreciate your membership, your participation. Thank you, Paul, and we'll see you soon.